I wouldn't wish what I went through on my worst enemy, because it's tough.
Y'all, it's about to get real messy. We've got brand new footage of Diddy, Jamie Foxx, and Cameron Diaz partying together, and let me tell you, it's got people talking. But that's not even the juiciest part. Word is, this footage might be the reason Diddy tried to silence Jamie. Yeah, you heard me right. So buckle up, because things are about to get wild. Let's dive into what really went down at these parties, and why Jamie's got some secrets Diddy really didn't want out.
I went through something that I thought I would never ever go through. And I know a lot of people were waiting, or wanting to hear updates.
For years, Jamie Foxx and Diddy were seen as close friends, regularly attending events together, with Jamie being a frequent guest at Diddy's lavish and exclusive parties. These gatherings were legendary in Hollywood, over-the-top, extravagant, and packed with A-list stars. But the rumors, even juicier.
I would hang out and watch him throw parties. I went to Philly, followed him all the way to Philly, and he said, "Yo, Playboy, this party costs $1.5 million." I'm like, "You are out of your mind." And I said, "Puff, I'll throw you a party for $400.
Sources say that Jamie and Diddy shared mutual respect. They weren't just party buddies, they genuinely liked each other. But things changed when Jamie started noticing some unsettling things at these parties. Word has it that Diddy's events weren't just about the glitz and glamour. There were darker elements involved, ones that made Jamie feel uncomfortable. He started pulling back, and that's when the tension between them began. Diddy has always been known for being a control freak when it comes to his public image. He built his career on maintaining a spotless reputation, while the real stories stayed hidden behind VIP doors. According to insiders, Diddy's paranoia about people talking led him to implement strict measures at his parties. No unauthorized filming, no leaks, and no one stepping out of line. Jamie, however, wasn't just any guest. He had access that others didn't, and he had a habit of documenting moments from these wild nights. While some saw Jamie's recording as harmless fun, it seems Diddy wasn't too happy about someone having potential dirt on his closely guarded secrets. Now, here's where things get even messier. Rumor has it that Jamie might have captured things on camera that could ruin Diddy's empire. And once Diddy caught wind of that, he allegedly took steps to ensure Jamie would keep quiet. If you thought things couldn't get crazier, buckle up, because this next bit will leave you shook. So, rumors have been flying for years about Jamie Foxx hosting these bizarre basketball games. But get this, they weren't your typical celeb hoop sessions. Nah, they were reportedly nude basketball games. Yep, you heard that right, nude basketball, y'all. This all came back into the spotlight thanks to a TikToker who started spilling the tea about how these games were supposedly tied to the whole Hollyweird culture. And if you know anything about that, you know it's basically the darker, secretive side of Hollywood, where the elite do questionable things behind closed doors.
You know the whole Jamie Foxx thing that happened, basically? The stroke, the vax stroke? Yeah, well, apparently it has nothing to do with that. Apparently, Puff Daddy, or P. Diddy, was organizing
Sean Combs
naked basketball games.
What? You got me all up.
Now, what makes this even juicier is that some fans believe Jamie's involvement in these so-called basketball games might have been part of a bigger, more twisted setup. After all these wild rumors about Jamie's bizarre basketball games, fans discovered a letter that Jamie allegedly sent to his neighbors. And let me tell you, this letter is sus, to say the least. Apparently, Jamie was apologizing for all the noise and chaos from these basketball games. Wait, what? This whole vibe sounds more like some secretive ritual than a friendly basketball match. And as you can imagine, this cryptic message just had fans spinning even more theories about what really went down during these games. Were they just harmless fun, or was there something deeper going on? And if Jamie's apology only makes the story surrounding his connection to Diddy's world that much more questionable. Some are even saying that these games were part of something much bigger, maybe even tied to some kind of Hollywood ritual culture. Add this to the whole nude basketball rumor, and yeah, things get real shady real quick.
His friends playing a game of nude basketball. Okay, so he's not saying that he was playing it, but to apologize for his friends playing nude basketball. Remember, whatever happens on your property is your responsibility. You can't say, oh, my friends were doing this. You consent to whatever it is that your friends are doing, and if you don't consent to it, then it should never, ever, ever happen again, and you should reprimand your friends, and your friends are not really your friends. Your friends are set-up kings and set-up queens.
Let's take a step back to Jamie Foxx's mysterious health scare in 2023. Y'all remember when he was suddenly rushed to the hospital and his family kept things quiet for months? His daughter Corinne called it a medical complication, but the lack of details raised a lot of eyebrows. Here's where the conspiracy theories come in. Some believe that Jamie's health crisis wasn't just bad luck or stress. People are saying it might have been Diddy's way of silencing silencing him. Comedian Cat Williams, who's no stranger to Hollywood's darker side, even hinted that Jamie's collapse was part of some twisted retaliation for getting too close to the truth. If Jamie really did have footage of what went down at those parties, it's not hard to imagine Diddy wanting him out of the picture.
Jamie Foxx said he got a mystery illness. What?
Remember when Jamie Foxx did that SNL sketch where he made some playful jokes about Jennifer Lopez? Well, word on the street is that Diddy was not feeling it at all. Even though Jamie insists it was all in good fun, Diddy's reaction was wild and completely over the top. Like, we're talking about a full-on heated reaction to what was supposed to be comedy.
Puffy tried to roll up on me. It really wasn't him. I can't blame him. It was actually Jennifer that was mad at me. But he was just trying to come to her, honor or whatever.
Jamie has always been the type to push the envelope with his jokes, but this time it seems like he might have hit a nerve, and not just any nerve, but one that triggered something deep in Diddy. Choke No Joke, a former music industry insider, added even more fuel to the fire when he revealed that Jamie and Diddy's relationship soured after Jamie refused to stop filming at one of Diddy's infamous parties. According to Choke, things got heated, and Diddy allegedly had his security team attack Jamie, which may have contributed to his sudden hospitalization.
But there's been a rumor that the whole time when Jamie was out, for the industry insiders, Diddy did that to him. Okay. He caught Jamie filming, allegedly, or whatever. They told Jamie to chill. He didn't chill, and allegedly Diddy and his security beat Jamie ass, and that's why Jamie was in the hospital.
Choke's claims align with the theory that Diddy felt threatened by Jamie's access to his parties and wanted to teach him a lesson. If these rumors are true, it would explain why Jamie has been keeping such a low profile ever since. And it doesn't end there, y'all. One of the most shocking allegations against Diddy comes from none other than Kid Cudi, who claimed in a lawsuit that Diddy ordered a hit on his car after Cudi got too close to Diddy's ex, Cassie. According to the lawsuit, Diddy told Cassie he wanted to blow up Kid Cudi's car while he was inside, and just 2 weeks later, Cudi's car was mysteriously set on fire. This incident shows just how far Diddy is willing to go to silence those who cross him, and it adds even more weight to the theory that he might have had something to do with Jamie Foxx's health scare. Hollywood insiders have said that Jamie Foxx started feeling the pressure long before his health scare. In the months leading up to it, he was reportedly feeling stressed, overworked, and paranoid about the people around him. Filming for his Netflix movie in the UK came to a halt after Jamie collapsed on set, which resulted in a lot of production staff getting fired. It was clear something was wrong.
Like, are you following what's going on with Jamie Foxx?
He's not feeling well.
Something's going on with
Yeah, they said stroke. I had no idea what happened to him.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, we can't anticipate our next breath. We don't know when we're gonna die.
But behind the scenes, it's said that Jamie was dealing with more than just work stress. He was reportedly worried about retaliation from people in the industry, particularly Diddy, who didn't take kindly to Jamie's withdrawal from his inner circle. Could the two things be connected? Some fans seem to think so. Cameron Diaz, who's been one of Jamie's closest friends for years, has been deeply affected by all this drama. After Jamie's hospitalization, Cameron reportedly became increasingly stressed on set and struggled to continue filming. In fact, there were reports that she was planning to retire from acting once again, not wanting to deal with the Hollywood drama any longer. Cameron and Jamie go way back and their bond is strong, but it seems that the pressure from Jamie's situation and possibly Diddy's involvement has taken its toll on her as well.
Hey, Mr. Will Stacks, or should I say soon to be Mr. Mayor?
No, thank you. We're just waiting on someone. I'm not looking for temporary companionship. Not judging you.
In photos from the set, she was seen looking visibly anxious and was even comforted by a co-star. It's clear that Jamie's health scare has shaken her, and the Hollywood drama surrounding it hasn't made things any easier. After months of silence, Jamie Foxx finally reappeared in July 2023, looking healthier but still keeping the details of his health scare under wraps. Fans were relieved to see him back, but the mystery of what really happened still lingers. Many believe that Jamie is holding back for a reason. Some are speculating that he's waiting for the right moment to drop the bombshell about what went down at Diddy's parties, with Diddy facing mounting legal trouble. This could be Jamie's chance to reveal the truth without fearing backlash. But until Jamie speaks out, we can only speculate. Diddy's reputation in Hollywood has always been a bit controversial, but in recent years, the allegations against him have gotten darker. From his involvement in the deaths of Tupac and Biggie to the mysterious death of Kim Porter, Diddy's name has been linked to a lot of violent incidents. Now, with Jamie Foxx's health scare added to the list, it seems like Diddy's violent tendencies are catching up to him. The more people dig into his past, the more it becomes clear that Diddy is willing to go to extreme lengths to protect his secret. Now, let's talk about Diddy's ongoing legal issues. As of right now, Diddy has been arrested and is being held without bail as he faces charges related to extortion, ST, and other serious serious crimes. This might be the opening Jamie needs to finally speak out. Rumors have been swirling that Jamie could be called to testify in Diddy's trial, potentially exposing everything he knows about those wild parties. And if Jamie does take the stand, it could be the final blow that brings Diddy's empire crumbling down. So what's next? Will Jamie Foxx finally break his silence and reveal what he knows about Diddy's parties? And if he does, will it be enough to bring down one of the most powerful figures in the music industry? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on this wild saga. You won't want to miss what's coming next. I'll catch y'all in the next video.
I went through something that I thought I would never ever go through.
There has been negative propaganda put out about me that's not true.
At that time, Puff was the biggest guy in the world. You know, you couldn't even get in his parties. So the way I would get in his parties, I showed up at the camp.
When Combs didn't get his way, he was violent. And he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal so that they would participate in the freak-offs.
Jamie Foxx might not be the good guy we all thought. The feds are reportedly dropping some bombshells that could flip his entire image upside down. Looks like Jamie wasn't just a guest at Diddy's infamous parties, he was deep in the chaos. And let's be clear, these weren't your typical Hollywood soirees. Things got wild and Jamie was right in the thick of it. But here's where it gets messy. The feds aren't holding back and the secrets they're leaking paint Jamie as more than just an innocent bystander. It's looking like our Hollywood hero is about to face a major downfall and it's about to get seriously ugly. Jamie's been hiding more than just his party habits. That health scare last year, it wasn't just bad luck. Some people are saying it was a warning and Diddy might have been behind it all. What really went down during those 20 days Jamie was gone? Let's rewind to April 2023. Jamie Foxx, the guy we all thought was untouchable, suddenly gets hit with a medical complication.
So Jamie Foxx suffered a very serious medical emergency that landed him in the hospital.
His daughter Corinne drops the bomb on Instagram saying her dad's on the mend thanks to quick action and some top-notch docs. But here's the thing, nobody's spilling the tea on what actually happened to Jamie. For weeks, it's radio silence from Team Fox. No updates, no pics, nothing. People are starting to wonder what's really going on. Then out of nowhere, Cat Williams steps into the chat. And boy, does he have a story to tell. According to Cat, Jamie's medical emergency wasn't just some random health hiccup. No, he's alluding that Diddy orchestrated the whole thing to keep Jamie quiet about some serious dirt he had on Diddy's wild parties.
That nigga got so much money, he did something we never heard of. We ain't even say shit. Jamie Foxx said he got a mystery illness. What? A mystery illness. I thought we knew all the illnesses. Didn't you think we knew all the illnesses?
But it gets even crazier. Word on the street is that Jamie was telling the cops someone was trying to kill him while he was in the hospital. And insiders saying Jamie was scared for his life, thinking Diddy was coming for him. When Jamie finally showed his face again, he gave an interview that had everyone scratching their heads. He's talking about going through something he never thought he'd experience, but he's not giving us the details.
I want to thank everybody. I've been through something. I've been through some things. You know, it's crazy. I couldn't do that 6 months ago. I couldn't actually walk to...
It's like he's scared to say too much. Jamie also made his return on Instagram to thank his fans for their support. With a big smile and his signature energy, he told everyone he was feeling better and grateful for all the love that got him through a tough time.
First of all, I want to say thank you to everybody that's prayed, man, and sent me messages. I cannot even begin to tell you how far it took me and how it brought me back. I went through something that I thought I would never ever go through. And I know a lot of people were waiting, you know, or wanting to hear updates, but to be honest with you.
But even with Jamie's positive vibes, fans were still scratching their heads, wondering what really happened. The whole situation had been wrapped in so much secrecy that people couldn't help but be suspicious, with one saying, "When they kept Jamie's illness so secretive, I knew he was behind it. He tried poisoning him, in my opinion." Another one commented, "And then Jamie ended up in a coma with no explanation. Same thing with Kim Porter's ex-husband, Albie Shore. He started talking about how suspicious Kim's death was, and the next thing you know, Albie ended up in a coma too. I'm just saying. People remember all too well when Albie Shore ended up in the hospital after suffering a stroke. Albie had been talking about how Diddy was responsible for the death of Kim Porter, his ex. According to Jaguar Wright, Diddy wanted to silence Albie, and that's why he mysteriously landed in a coma.
Kim is dead. Hetty D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only two left are Puffy and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting?
Now, people are wondering if Jamie's situation is eerily similar. This theory took off like wildfire, with a lot of people connecting the dots between Jamie's sudden silence and Diddy's infamous reputation for making people who cross him disappear from the public eye. It seems like whatever Diddy's involvement was, Jamie didn't just bounce back overnight. It took him months to finally start feeling like himself again. On August 16, 2023, Jamie took to Instagram with an emotional post that had everyone talking. He wrote, "You're looking at a man who is thankful, finally starting to feel like myself. It's been an unexpected, dark journey, but I can see the light. I'm thankful to everyone that reached out and sent well wishes and prayers. I have a lot of people to thank. You just don't know how much it meant. I will be thanking all of you personally. And if you didn't know, God is good, all day, every day." It was clear that Jamie had been through something intense. He was alive, but whatever happened had left its mark. The timing of all this is sus too. Jamie's hospitalization lines up real nice with Cassie dropping that bomb of a lawsuit on Diddy. You know, the one where she's accusing him of some seriously messed up stuff. Well, it turns out that lawsuit was just the tip of the iceberg. What if I told you Diddy's parties weren't just wild, they were downright dangerous? And Jamie Foxx, he wasn't just a guest, he was a regular. We need to talk about these freak-offs Diddy's been throwing. These ain't your average Hollywood parties. We're talking about some seriously messed up stuff going down. According to the feds, Diddy wasn't just hosting, he was using violence and threats to make women do things they didn't want to do. And get this, he was recording it all to use as blackmail later. That's some next level creepy right there. Word on the street is that these freak-offs could last for days. People were partying so hard that they needed IVs just to keep going. It's like something out of a horror movie, but it was happening right in the middle of Hollywood. Now you might be thinking, no way Jamie was part of all that. But here's the thing. He wasn't just showing up once in a while. Nah, Jamie was a regular at these parties. And that's got people wondering how much he really knew about what was going down. Now, we're not saying Jamie was doing anything illegal, but being at these parties, seeing what was happening, that's got to weigh on a person's conscience. Maybe that's why he's been acting so strange lately. Maybe he's scared of what might come out if he starts talking. And let's not forget about those recordings Diddy was supposedly making. If Jamie was caught on tape at these parties, that could explain why he's been so quiet lately. He might be worried about what could come out if he speaks up. Some people are saying Jamie wasn't just another guest at these wild parties. He might have been more like Diddy's right-hand man. Now, we all know Jamie's been real careful about what he says when it comes to these parties, which makes you wonder what he's trying to hide. According to some sources, Jamie might have seen more than he's letting on. There's talk that he witnessed some pretty disturbing stuff going down at these freak-offs. And now, Jamie is confirming some of the things fans have speculated for years. Back in the day, Foxx was obsessed with Diddy's legendary parties, so much so that he even took on the job of filming them.
I need you to come meet him. I need this for my camera. Dr. Roof and Puff at the Beverly Hills Hotel pool, dancing, doing their thing, right? And you know what they dancing to? Over in the corner, God bless, is Heavy D, Andre Harrell, and they listening to a demo. You know what the demo is? Right. Bum, 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 bum.
Now, we're not saying Jamie was doing anything illegal, but if he was recording these parties, that's a whole different ballgame. It means he's got evidence of what was really happening behind closed doors. And let's be real, if those tapes ever got out, it would be game over for a lot of people.
I'm following Puff, and his parties were like amazing. We were in Philly one day. I fly to Philly, town car, same business. Go up, but Puff say this party, Playboy, this party right here, I see $1.5 million. I said, what? You spent $1.5 million on this party?
Remember that TikTok user who said her mama was close to Jamie? She was talking about some naked basketball games Jamie used to host.
Like if you take the O out of his name and replace it with a U, that's what she used to call him. But to his face, it's like a haha joke because he used to bang so many guys and girls in Hollywood.
That might sound like harmless fun, but when you put it, it's next to all this other stuff about Diddy's parties, it starts to look a little sus.
And he used to have these things called butt naked basketball games, okay? He would invite over a lot of like Hollywood's elite to his house for a basketball game, but it was men only. and they would be like, oh, we're just gonna get naked and play basketball. It's like, oh, haha, let's get naked and play basketball together, which is weird.
All this mess has got people looking at Jamie in a whole new light. He's always been the smooth, charming guy everyone loves. But now we're seeing a different side of him, a side that might have been hiding some pretty dark secrets.
So the way I would get in this party is I show up with a camera. Puff, yo, you gotta let me film this. The whole thing, we need to document this, Playboy. Puff is there, and it's all about him. And I'll never forget, he got mad at me.
And this rabbit hole goes deeper than we thought. Remember when Usher lived with Diddy as a teen? Turns out that might have been just the beginning. How many other young stars got caught in Diddy's web, and more importantly, who helped spin it? Let's talk about Usher for a hot minute. This man lived with Diddy when he was just 14 years old. Now, Usher's been spilling some tea about what he calls Diddy's flavor camp. He's saying there were curious things going on that his young mind couldn't really understand at the time.
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Reading between the lines, it sounds like some real inappropriate stuff was happening.
You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
But Usher ain't the only one. There's talk about YK Osiris getting caught up in this mess too. These young artists, barely out of their teens, getting mixed up in Diddy's world. It's starting to look like a pattern, and it ain't a pretty one. Word on the street is that Jay-Z and Kanye West were regulars at these freak-offs too. Now, we ain't saying they were doing anything illegal, but it makes you wonder what they saw, and more importantly, what they might have turned a blind eye to. And get this, Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, is backing up these claims. He's saying he saw Diddy doing some questionable things with young men at these parties. It's like every day someone new is coming out with another piece of this twisted puzzle. Reggie Wright Jr. also spoke on the Will Smith and Dwayne Martin story coming out.
I told that story about Jada and Will. Man, I done told y'all at least 2 different occasions over here on Ball First. We know why. Because you scared that she gonna tell all those figures about you and Wayne, Dwayne Martin. That's what you're scared of. Go ahead and let it come out, Will. Just tell it. Yeah. That's why Tisha left on Wayne. That's why, you know, I bought Dwayne that Rolls Royce. That's my nigga. Come on, Will. Put it out there, bro. Everybody know. Anybody from LA know you and Dwayne are an item. So stop letting her extort you for that little secret. You may not know or think people know, but we all know now. We all know. I've been telling y'all that Will and Dwayne were... But now that somebody else said it, I guess y'all believe it.
The scariest part? This culture of secrecy in Hollywood. It's like everyone's got dirt on everyone else, and nobody wants to be the first to speak up. People are starting to wonder if there's a whole network of powerful people helping to keep this stuff under wraps. Looks like our boy Jamie was in deeper than we realized. Some people are saying Jamie saw things at these parties that shook him to his core. We're talking stuff that would make even the wildest Hollywood stories look tame. According to insiders, Jamie started feeling uneasy about what was going down at these freak-offs. He'd been part of this world for years, but suddenly it was like he woke up and realized he was in too deep. While Jamie's been trying to keep his head down, the FBI's been connecting the dots. According to some insiders, the feds have been building a case against Diddy for months. They're digging into all kinds of illegal activities, and guess whose name keeps surfacing in the mix? Now, we're hearing that the FBI might have their hands on some pretty damning evidence. We're talking videos, texts, maybe even recordings. It's been over a week since Diddy was slapped with a long list of serious federal charges, including racketeering conspiracy. But instead of answers, the situation is only getting murkier. The arrest sent shockwaves through the industry, but as days pass, the allegations are raising even more questions than before. But now, Diddy is ready to face the heat in court, and he's not backing down anytime soon. According to his lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, the hip-hop mogul is determined to prove his innocence, even if it means taking the stand himself. Yeah, You read that right. Diddy's about to testify. In a new documentary from TMZ called The Downfall of Diddy, the Indictment, fans are getting a sneak peek into how things might unfold, and let's just say it's looking messy. Agna Philo made it clear that while there's always a risk when someone like Diddy takes the stand, he's confident his client is the best person to defend himself. But this trial isn't just about your average accusations. Diddy's gonna have to answer for some pretty wild stuff, including the infamous Cassie situation and the eyebrow-raising freak-offs that have been making headlines for all the wrong reasons. One of the weirdest details to come out of this whole scandal, the baby oil and lubricant. Yeah, you heard that right. 1,000 bottles of each were reportedly seized from Diddy's home. And his lawyer, he's just as confused as the rest of us. But his explanation, Diddy's got a big house, and apparently he buys in bulk. Make of that what you will. As Diddy sits behind bars in Brooklyn waiting for his day in court, it's not just legal battles he's facing. The business mogul's been slapped with RICO charges, and the court's denied his bail twice now. If that wasn't enough, he's stuck in a jail that's been called out for inhumane conditions, which is where things get even more intense. Some reports even claim he's been placed on suicide watch. But let's be real. This case has got everyone talking, and now Jamie's caught in a tight spot. On one hand, he could cooperate with the feds and spill everything he knows about Diddy's operation. That might save his own skin, but it'd mean turning on someone who's been in his circle for years. Plus, who knows what kind of backlash he'd face in Hollywood for being a snitch. On the other hand, if Jamie keeps his mouth shut, he might end up going down with Diddy. And let's be real, jail time ain't a good look for anyone, especially not a Hollywood A-lister. And let's not forget about all those other celebs who were regulars at Diddy's parties. If Jamie starts talking, who else might get caught in the crossfire? We're talking about some of the biggest names in music and movies. This whole thing could turn into a Hollywood house of cards with Jamie right at the center. Now, some of y'all might be wondering why Jamie would risk it all by getting involved with Diddy's crew in the first place. Maybe Jamie thought he was untouchable. Maybe he didn't realize how deep he was getting. Or maybe, just maybe, he knew exactly what he was doing and thought he'd never get caught. Whatever the reason, Jamie's in it now and the clock's ticking. The feds are not going to stop until they get what they want. Every day, it seems like there's a new leaked piece of evidence that puts Jamie closer to the center of this whole mess. Yeah, some insiders are saying the feds might be using Jamie to get to the bigger fish, Diddy himself. They're thinking if they can flip Jamie, he might have enough insider info to bring down Diddy's whole operation. But that's a big if. Jamie's been in this game a long time and he knows how to keep his mouth shut when it counts. With the feds closing in and Hollywood holding its breath, Jamie Foxx's future is looking about as uncertain as a weather forecast in Tornado Alley. One minute he's on top of the world, the next he's dodging questions faster than paparazzi flashes. If Jamie gets hit with charges, we're not just talking about one star falling from grace. We're talking about a domino effect that could take down some of the biggest names in the biz. Now people are saying Jamie might cut a deal with the feds to save his own skin, but that's a dangerous game. If he starts naming names, he might never work in this town again. Hollywood's got a long memory, and snitches don't exactly get standing ovations, but if Jamie keeps his mouth shut, he might end up taking the fall for a whole lot more than just attending some wild parties. Jamie's fall from grace is hitting hard. This man went from Hollywood's golden boy to being caught up in Diddy's messy world. Every day brings new rumors and wild stories about what really went down at those freak-offs. And the craziest part, this might be just the tip of the iceberg. One person wrote, Jamie was part of this mess too. Just saying. With all this drama, people are side-eyeing every celeb out there wondering who's next to fall. Makes you think, in Hollywood, is anyone really as innocent as they seem? Or is it all just smoke and mirrors?